Next lecture is about basics of internet continuation. So hyperlink, an element in a hypertext document, is highlighted by means of underlining or with the use of a different color. When the highlighted element is clicked, the user is connected with another element in the same document or another document. Firewall. A firewall is a software package that sits between computer and the internet connection, keeping an eye on the traffic by going to and fro. If anything suspicious appears, such as an unauthorized attempt from a remote computer to write information to the hard disk or to send information from one's computer to a remote computer, then it will block and warn the user. Firewalls have become essential these days because of the frequent attempts being made by hackers to grab confidential information from computers all around the world. For example, one's bank or credit card details, which may be stored in a file somewhere on one's computer. Any attempt of this can lead to corruption. So any computer is vulnerable when connected to the internet. Voice over the internet protocol. It is another name for internet telephony. Search engine. It is a program that searches documents for specified keywords and returns a list of documents where the keywords were found. The most popular search engines are Google and Yahoo. Baidu is a search engine developed by China. A meta search engine is a search tool that sends over user requests to several other search engines and or databases and aggregates the results into a single list or displays them according to their source. The internet search system, which locates documents that contain the keywords specified by the user, is termed as Wide Area Information Server. Then Meta search engine. They automatically enter search queries into a number of other search engines and returns the results. Example of it includes A1141, Meta Crawler, and Starting Point. Some popular search engine URLs are given here. You could see that. Alta, Excite, Look Smart, Yahoo, MSN, Unigo. Alta, Excite, Look Smart, Yahoo, MSN, Unigo. Vista, its corresponding web addresses or URLs. Then electronic mail or email basics. It is the transmission of text-based message among networked computers. Email is one of the earliest and most basic message resources on the internet, and in many ways it still acts as the lowest common denominator for computer communications. The feature of an email are as follows: faster and more secure than conventional mail that requires less physical effort to edit and send a letter of communication. And internet is free. It does not require the attention of both parties at the same time. It provides time-stamped proof of an interaction. Also, many email services such as Yahoo collect the conversation on the same subject into single threads. So it would be easy. So it is easy to archive for future recall. Most of the email service provide search facility through emails. An email can be edited and rephrased as much as it is desired for sending to the recipient. It is easy to send the same piece of information to several people simultaneously, such as circulation of memos, agendas, and minutes, or disseminate educational material. An email address. The email address is a unique address which identifies a location to send and receive email. It contains username followed by @symbol and then domain name. Username, domain name. For example, abc at domain. Okay, domain name. Then an email address starts with a username abc in this case that refers to the recipient's mailbox. Then sign at provided by the host name, also known as domain name. Host in the sense here Yahoo, Google, whatever it may be, that acts as a domain name. So normally the domain name has 3 parts. 2 parts in case of United States, separated by 2 period symbols. Two period symbols. Then reading from the left of the domain name, the first part is Yahoo, is this name of a machine, which is a mail server or the computer where the recipient has an electronic mailbox. The first part of the domain name ends with period, followed by rest of the part known as top level domain, TLD. The TLD may have 2 parts, where the first part represents the type of organization and the second part represents country code according to the name of the country. In the given example, top level domain, the co.co identifies that as a company. This part of the domain name is indicated in the type of organization. The present commercial organization, where GOV stands for government setup. We mentioned that in a video. We mentioned that in an earlier video. The last part represents the country where Yahoo has registered this machine or hosted. It is 2 characters long country code. In the given example, IN, which represent in India. Okay, hosted this machine in India. Here we could see a representation of email. Okay, I guess, yeah. So email header from data, date, then to subject CC. Hi guys. Here you could see the body. Okay, greeting, text, signature. Okay, office, fax, whatever it is. It may be someone accidentally finished off the black. This is a random email. Okay, just to show the structure. Nothing serious about that. Nothing official about that. Then types of email services. The email services are usually categorized into the following 3 parts. Free web-based email services. These are the commonly used email accounts accessible through web browser such as Internet Explorer, Firefox, etc. They generally use HTTP protocol for accessing mail. Example, Yahoo, Mail, Gmail. Almost all the major services provide secure login using HTTPs. Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure HTTPs can be identified in the URL line while signing into the account. Here we could see that. And priced web-based email services. Many of the free web-based email service providers such as Yahoo in this case and Hotmail do offer premium account on payment basis. The major advantage of more secure transaction of communication services are personalized email address, better spam filtration, increased storage space, etc. Then private email services. Most of the institutions have their own dedicated mail server and offer mail account for free to their staff and other members of the institution. Okay, private email services. Then types of email account. POP IMAP account. A POP account is based on Post Office Protocol and supports offline email management. Here, the client retrieves all the messages from the server, stores them locally, and marks them as new or unread messages. An IMAP account is based on Internet Message Access Protocol. It allows their users to work with their messages in both online and offline modes. An email forwarders. This type of email accounts will forward any incoming mail to another email address. Then mailing list. A mailing list consists of its subscribers, members' email address. Any email sent to a mailing list account will be distributed to all the subscribers of the mailing list. This is something which happens when you subscribe to some advertisements, I guess. Then autoresponder. Within an email account, an autoresponder can be set with a ready-made reply to any incoming email, such as message for successful receipt of mail, vacation email, etc. Then email black hole. To avoid spam mails from certain addresses, a black hole for those addresses is created so as to avoid discard any message coming from those addresses. Then email bouncer. An email bouncer enables us to send a fake bounce message to the sender. Then structure and feature of email. What is this one? Email bouncer. I don't know. Once again, we are going to learn this. Okay. Email bouncer is nothing else, just like we bounce a ball. An email bouncer typically refers to an email bounce which occurs when an email cannot be delivered to its intended recipient. This can happen for various reasons, such as an invalid email address, a full mailbox, or the recipient server being down. If you have a specific I'm sorry. Okay. We know what it is. Okay. Then structure and features of email. Internet email messages consist of 2 major sections such as the header and body. The header of an email is structured into various fields such as memory center, summary center, retriever, and other information about the mail. The header of an email can be easily distinguished from the body of the email. Various fields included within the header are as follows. From contains the email address and optionally the name of the sender. Then to the email address and optionally the names of the receivers who receives the message. Then subject, a brief summary of the contents of the message. Date, The local time and date when the message was originally sent. CC stands for carbon copy. It contains email addresses of those who will receive a copy of the message in addition to the receiver mentioned to the to field. And message ID, it shows the number assigned to message by the mail program at the host machine. In a series of received, these are the lines showing details of the systems through which the email has passed, useful for troubleshooting if the mail bounces back. Then a reply to. It gives the preferred address for replies, usually but not always the same as the sender's address. Blank spaces are not allowed in an email address. Also, an email address is not case sensitive. Then body. The body is of an email contains the message itself, mostly in text form. An account may be configured to automatically assign a signature of the user at the end. Signatures is text appearing at the end of body by default in each message. Normally it is the name of the sender and other contact details. Features. Email is based on push technology. Email is delivered to the recipient, so they don't have to work to get it, and they just need to open their inbox to access the email. Most of the email clients do offer to create MIME, that means multi-purpose internet mail extensions, and HTML emails with colorful fonts, graphics and links. Email account can be set to remind an upcoming event. The accounts do offer facility for spell check while writing an email. Any kind of document including multimedia objects can be sent through an email as attachments. However, the maximum size of object which can be attached or received is fixed and set by the service providers. An email collects threads of communication in a single subject. Therefore, it sometimes acts as time-stamped proof of communication. Email of Google offers this service. And a message can be saved or printed along with all communication details. A list of contacts along with other details such as phone number, fax, etc. can be created within an account with an ease to recall. Any nicknames also cited with email addresses. Hence, the user only has to enter one word for an email instead of the full address. Then web-based email programs usually have a virus scan function that scans attachments before they are sent along with the main email. And one common feature of all email programs is the use of folders. These folders include an inbox, drafts folder, sent item folder, and deleted message folder. The users can also create other folders to sort their email address. Filters to email better. Filters are also included in email programs to define certain words or phrases that the program will look for in a message. The program will then delete the message, forward it to specified address to put it in a particular folder. So, functioning of email systems, how that works. Protocols. Protocol can be defined as a set of rules to perform a specific task. They have been discussed earlier also. For example, IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, is used by the client, which is used to read the email like Firebird, Outlook, Express, Apple Mail, etc., also known as Access Client. And there are TCP, IP, SMTP, HTTP protocols, etc. Then delivery agent. The following parts have been mentioned here. Mail transfer agent. Mail transfer agent is a piece of software which transfers messages or mails from one host or machine to another. It is often referred to as mail server. Then mail delivery agent. A mail delivery agent or message delivery agent, MDA, is a computer software used by the mail transfer agent to deliver email to a particular user's mailbox. Then access client. It is an agent acting as a client towards an email server to access an email account. It is a kind of application software. Some of the examples of access client are Outlook, Express, Outlook, or Thunderbird, etc. So starting an email account. Then starting an email account as setting up an account option also. Most of the web-based mail services offer 4,000 email folders such as the inbox, sent, drafts, and trash, where each of them are described below. Inbox. Received from email accounts, messages. Highlight the newly received unread mails, I guess. Then sent folder, sent to save all the sent messages. Then drafts, storing unfinished messages. If the writing of a message is not yet finished and needs to be stopped in between, clicking the save button puts the message into the drafts folder and it can be accessed later on. Then trash, the stores email that is deleted from other folders. The messages are not truly deleted unless they are deleted from this folder. A message can be opened by clicking its subject. Once the mail gets opened, at the top various options are available to delete, print, or forward a message. The message in trash folder that are more than few days old will automatically be deleted. Then messaging is a method of communication between two people or organizations. It could be done using The power of internet or through cell phones. There are two types of messaging and they are explained below. Asynchronous messages. Asynchronous messaging. It is a method of communication between programs in which a program places a message on a message queue and leaves. It really does not bother how the message will be delivered. It is the delivery agent or the kind of infrastructure ensure the delivery of message even if the recipient is offline. For example, delivery of emails and synchronous messages. This kind of communication like live stream, something like that. The sender and receiver both have to be in connectivity while transferring the message. For example, telephonic conversation. Hence, a program places a message in a message queue and then waits for a reply to its message before resuming further. An instant messaging, it is a form of real-time communication between two or more people based on typed text or using audio or video. The message is conveyed via devices connected over a network. Most IM messages provide these features. Then instant message or chat, sending and receiving text notes with an online friend. Chat rooms, a common platform where two or more than two people can communicate. And files, web links or video images, it can be shared over network. And talk, instead of a phone, internet can be used to actually talk with friends. Example, Google Plus, Hangouts. Then mobile capabilities. Instant messaging can be sent to mobile or cell phones. Then unified messaging. It is a combination of different media into one channel. A user can access information into different media using a single device normally. Unified messaging is common in mobile communication. The voice, text, fax can be accessed using one mailbox. It provides power to reach people almost everywhere at any time and the flexibility to allow people to control when they can be reached. The major issues with messaging are spamming, privacy, and security. Spamming is a collection of unwanted mails, which includes threats, promotional mails, and so on, which sometimes can be very annoying. Then these messages are called spam. There are two kinds of spams: mail lists and individual mails, which is these are small programs, programming code that users can add to their web page, personalized homepage, web browser, desktop, blog, or social network. Mostly these codes are embedded within an image file and hence it can be evoked through a mouse click or through a keyboard command by a computer or internet user. A widget is used to enhance look and feel of a website to make it look more fanciful. Widgets are considered as an offering by Web 2.0 to internet users. Along with widgets, it is important to discuss utilities also. So utilities are useful for fixing minor problems or misconfigurations and it handles day-to-day chores associated with computers. E-commerce, electronic commerce or e-commerce has changed the lifestyle of the society. With the help of e-commerce, it is possible to buy, sell and exchange the products, service and information through computer networks, primarily through the internet. Through the definitions of Though the definition of e-commerce is quite debatable, still is very much useful for both individual and the corporate. Types of e-commerce. Previously, it was assumed that e-commerce is applicable only to business community. However, with the sufficient use of high-speed technology, the idea has been changed. At present, five types of e-commerce can be summarized. Being here basically business to consumer, B2C e-commerce, business to business e-commerce, B2B, consumer to consumer, C2C e-commerce, P2P, P2P e-commerce, mobile commerce or m-commerce. The characteristics of e-commerce platform has improved much after demonetization, which came into existence in 2016. An application of e-commerce. E-commerce has various forms of application. Electronic payment is the best form of payment across the universe at present. Electronic payments can be done through various ways, such as through electronic credit cards, electronic cash, smart cards, electronic fund transfer. EFT and e-wallets and purchasing cards. Then banking gateway. E-commerce plays a vital role in the banking sector for interbank transactions and building a separate gateway for the unified banking gateway. Then e-governance. Now the government of India has initiated total online transactions for tax payment, phone bill payment, loan EMI payment from banks, etc. And what is BHIM? Bharat Interface for Money. BHIM is an initiative to enable fast, secure, reliable cashless payments through your mobile phone. BHIM is interoperable with other unified payment interface UPI applications and bank accounts for quick money transfer online. BHIM is developed by the National Payment Corporation of India (NPCI) as a part of the Digital India initiative. So BHIM is the only online payment app that you ought to have. Then security in electronic payment. There are two main issues which has to be considered under the topic. The foremost question is what is needed in order to make easy payment safe. Secondly, which methods can be used for. The security requirements needed for conducting e-commerce transactions are as follows: authentication for both the parties, integrity for unauthorized transactions, then non-repudiation for unjustified denial of placing orders, privacy for identity to be secured, safety for providing credit card number in the internet. Mobile apps. Mobile applications have invaded our society to an extent that we can imagine living without them. We can't imagine living without them. To a common person, a mobile app is a function that simplifies some work just by a click of a button to their mobile. For some tech person, mobile apps are a computer-generated program or software applications which are built to run on various mobile devices such as iPhones, smartphones, and tablets. Apps can be broadly classified into web and mobile apps. Mobile apps can further be classified into native and hybrid apps. Web apps. When an application is accessed using a web browser over a network like an internet, it is termed as web app. They are functional and interactive. They need not to be downloaded like mobile apps. They are loaded with browsers like Chrome or Firefox. They need not consume memory or storage space on the user's device. People can easily write using cross-platform standard web technologies like HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. A web app. As web app can be used on any mobile device that has a web browser, be it iOS, Android, or Windows. If flip side, their interactions are not so neat and responsive when compared to other apps. Device-based features like push notification, work offline, and load on the home screen are not supported. And mobile apps, it has two types. Native apps. The native apps are created, designed, and coded for specific platforms like iOS, Android, and Windows Phone. They are much more complex if compared to web apps. Hence, one native app created for one operating system will not run on the other. If such situation of developing native apps for iOS, Android, and Windows is required, then we need to create separate apps. Unlike iOS device, Android devices have the back button, and hence they do not need separate user interface element for this. The native apps are released and distributed through App Store, while the user gets access to hundreds of apps at a single location, which makes it easier to install. Each of these platforms has own publication procedure. Then hybrid apps, as per the name itself, it is an amalgamation of native and web app. They get installed as native app and feel like web apps. They are built on JavaScript, HTML, or CSS and run on simplified browser within an app, are termed as web view. Audio conferencing. A computer-based communication system allows a group of computer users at different locations to conduct a virtual conference. Here, the participants hear one another as they were in the same room participating in a real conference. The audio conferencing systems do not allow the participants to see one another. In audio conferencing, multiple callers are allowed to join in a conversation by dialing into an audio conferencing bridge. The participants are supplied with an access number, a conference ID, and possibly a secure PIN number to uniquely identify the participant. This also improves the security of the call. So, call organizers provide the necessary information to participants through emails and provide background data or perhaps to review documents in the call. Skype for business include the audio conferencing feature for just the situation. People call into Skype for business meetings using a phone instead of using the Skype for business app on a mobile device or PC. The organizers need to set up audio conferencing for people who plan to schedule or lead meetings. The following can be termed as the advantages of audio conferencing. Audio conferencing is a cost-effective communication tool. Audio conferencing is easily accessible. Audio conferencing can save you a lot of time. Then disadvantages are also there. Three major disadvantages. The communication is only verbal. Audio conferencing cannot keep you focused on the meeting. The quality of conference call is not reliable. Some network issues may arise. Then audio conferencing has brought a lot of benefits to people, especially in the business world. When the technology grows into a certain degree, it comes across its bottleneck. And video conferencing, a computer-based communications system that allows a group of computer users at different locations to conduct a virtual conference. Here, the participants can see and hear each other, and if they were in a same room participating in a real conference. So, video conferencing can occur between two participants in a peer-to-peer call or between multiple participants via a video conferencing bridge, sometimes called a multi-point control unit. Here, the bridge can be located within a company's network, can be made available from a service provider that can be on a subscription or metered basis or for free of cost. It may depend on the intended use and service model. Video conferencing will also include an audio channel and may include a document or screen sharing capability sometimes. Video conferencing can also exist on a company's internet network, although when external participants join, they generally connect over the internet using a specialized type of firewall. And video conferencing can also be divided into three categories, that is to say hardware based video conferencing, software based video conferencing, and hybrid one. Video conferencing system consisting of endpoints including main peripheral equipment for endpoints such as cameras, microphones, and other AV processing equipment. MCU, multi-point control unit, equals to the server and network connection. When a participant talks to the screen before us, our voice and image are going into the software in analog form. The server will transform it to the digital form when accepting the message you sent through the software, and then transforms it back in analog form to the receiving end. The situation for point-to-point video call. For multi-point video conferencing, it will be much more complicated. With the help of scalable video coding technology, the server can send each participant a set of video streams so that every receiving ends in different locations can receive the optimized voices and images. Then teleconferencing, a virtual conference with participants in different locations, either via telephone, audio conferencing, or video conferencing. UNHCR uses a number of teleconferencing tools including Skype for business, Microsoft Link, and Cisco WebEx. ICT and governance. In 1954, W. Howard Gammon wrote a government research paper for writing about the use of ICT for providing good governance. The internet, SMS, and different mobile apps help people to access information quickly. That access has become very cheap due to cost competitiveness among companies. Now they are being used in education, banking service, railway, and other governance issues. The government has started utilization of internet to serve common people throughout e-governance. Now governance contains information from and both public and private sectors. It is helpful to get knowledge and deliver information utilizing the internet and World Wide Web instantly. The government in the developed country have already started new channels arbitrating to ICT for increasing the use of internet among the common people. States are bound to provide information and timely services due to RTA Act 2005. The state government also came with such legislations. And the e-government and e-governance. In 1954, we wrote e-government research paper for writing about the use of ICT for providing good internet. Within the research paper, there is an issue on the correct use of the two terms. While e-governance is the use of ICT to support in the administration or management of government, the e-government is the use of ICT to provide services in maintaining of government operations correctly. ICT and good governance. The government uses ICT to make public administrations more efficient and effective by cutting red tape. ICTs can remove unnecessary human involvement during the public service delivery process from the government. Government websites are mainly classified into two categories and they are explained as follows. One-way communication is a process where websites provide information, regulations, policies, and programs to the citizens, such as downloadable forms for government services and applications. Two-way communication is a system which provides policies and programs which requiring and receiving inputs from their citizens. Some functions of ICT based government are as follows. Websites processes non-functional transactions for the sake of e-voting, downloading and uploading forms, filling taxes online, or applying for different types of certificates, licenses, and permits. They also handle all types of financial transactions where money is transferred on a secure network to the government. Then direct government job centers plus is a job search service for people. Student loans to job seekers, allowances, etc. are also being easy and flexible through online transaction services. ICTs take part in a vital role in the routine lives of human beings for doing qualitative works with freedom. All technologies facilitates the processing and transfer of information and communication services. The main challenges by local government is its aptitude to utilize effectively technology for its daily performances. Tomorrow, let's have a quick recap about all those terms we just learned while you know learning this chapter. We'll be having a quick summary. Thank you for listening.